You know what? I do have a mic, but I don't know where it
And
is.
and we are live.
Of course we're live. See? Of course we're live. The camera is always on. Of course, see live. 10
Yes,
seconds. And my
yes.
glasses are on. This is gonna make a blooper reel.
Of course it is. We're just waiting for Joshua to attend. Hello, everyone. Welcome. That's hot.
Hello, 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 hello.
That's hot.
Forgive me. I'm learning how to breathe again.
Yes, and I realized I did not change my name. That's peachy.
All right, well you can zoom back out and come back in and
Yes, I will
yeah.
be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Be
Well,
right back.
well,
And
she'll be right back. Am I on? I have no idea. But
yes, you are.
if I am on, I just want to say for those of you out there, welcome, welcome to African Portal podcast TV live show hosted by the awesome and dynamic Joshua Olasan. Can't wait to see him. You know what? He was kind enough to invite me back, but you know what? I just didn't want to come back by myself. I'm working on a new project, and somehow I got Andrea, the global voice Mason, to say yes to the idea. And here we are. So just waiting for her to come back. Hopefully, my voice will last. You know, this virus finally caught me after 2 years, but ain't nothing going to stop me now. I'm here. We're going to share a few minutes. Can't wait to share time with you. And it's going to be a great time. And you know what? My tie isn't even on right. Yes, maybe it's the first time I'm on camera. Actually, my glasses are on. I never wear my glasses. So I guess this is definitely going to be on the blooper reel. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, just want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I want to thank you for choosing to share your precious time with us. And before you know it, the ball will start rolling. And we have something to share with you. You know, we didn't know this was going to happen, but it's funny how life unfolds. And we're foolish enough to grab a hold of it and run. So we're just waiting for Andrea and Joshua to show up. And I guess I'm just going to hang out here. I really don't know what else to say other than I just want to say thank you to all our supporters that have been in
Hey!
on, yeah, chiming in on our news feeds. And we just want to say thank you for saying, hey, and dropping us some love and helping us help you. Andrea,
Helping us
welcome back.
help you. Hello, everyone. How are you
Okay,
doing?
I'm going to take my
It's
glasses off. Am I even on camera, right?
ooh, of course, but I can't take anything off because that would be weird. So yes. So how is everyone doing? Thank you so much, Joshua, the king of the African portal, having both these amazing people on stage. My amazing cohort, Dr. Nelson Beltijar, and sincerely your global voice, Andrea Mason. If you can hear me clearly, you could see us clearly, give us a thumbs up. We'd love for you to enter and join the show. And we are waiting, I believe, on Sir Joshua. Is that correct?
Yes, we can't start without the man of the hour.
Yes, yes, the man
He
who
is
created it all
he
and
is the
who
magic behind this whole thing, letting us come back.
yes, absolutely. It's just amazing. And if, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't reached out to Joshua, contribute. It is, I believe, Doctor, it is his birthday month, right? Joshua's
Yes.
birthday month.
Yes,
So
it is. Yes, it is.
that is awesome. A lot of celebrations coming down the pipe. So without any further ado, we just wait for Joshua. How are you doing today?
Are you talking to me?
Of course.
You know what? This is really odd. It feels like Andrea and I are on camera filming episodes for our project Thinking into Reality. That's what it really feels like. But I'm feeling okay. You know, I was a little bit under the weather. I've been
Yes.
coughing, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure I last for today. So I don't know if Joshua's coming.
All
If
right.
not, what should we do? Should we just take the ball and run?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what I was thinking of asking you a question, Doctor. And before any further ado, I know we wanted to start off before we get into a little bit more detail about us, the secret behind your achievement. What is the secret?
What? The secret behind my achievement
Yes.
is this poster, which is put up right now, which is covering this face, because this face is not a face for film or TV. This is a face perfect for radio.
I could disagree. Yes. No.
Well,
You
well,
look very handsome. It's all good.
well. Thank you. You not don't look so bad yourself, sister.
I
But there's a
try.
poster
These
here, so
earrings are new. Do you like them?
they're great. They're great. Well, okay. Well, I guess we're back on. So, anyways, I got to take my glasses off because the world doesn't see me with glasses unless it's on a blooper reel. So, anyways, yeah, live TV. You know what? Yes, we are global voices, but we're human too. We make mistakes. Trust me. Check out our blooper reel. Anything on our website, look up the word blooper. Give it a click. We'll give you a giggle. So, anyways, let me take these off so that way I can turn into the superhero that I am, who's blind
And
and
I'm
just
blurry.
stare at the green light. Anyways,
So yes, what is the
wait.
secret behind your achievement?
Okay, first of all, I just want to say hello to the crowd out there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Nelson Beltijar, the son of a warrior, and she's awesome Andrea, the global voice Mason.
Yes.
And she's Andrea Mason from AndreaMasons.com, and I'm Nelson Beltijar from thepositivedrip.com. But together we've joined forces, and together we are, tell them who we are, Andrea.
We are thinking into reality. Yes, we have joined forces with I pardon my camera because that's what happens. It's blurry. So yes, we decided to join forces because I believe that we have a story to tell. We have gone through some things, some experience and some turmoil, but we turned those tragedies and traumas into triumphs. And I want to clear my camera for some reason because I'm extremely blurry. What is going on? This is what happens when you have two great minds on an amazing platform and they rehearse and study, and then this is what happens. So, without any further ado, we decided that we had similar paths. We started off as lone wolves and we overcame amazing obstacles. And then when we realized that there was an underlying thread that was a common ground for us, we then turned to join forces to share our knowledge, our wisdom, and applications of how we became successful.
Yes.
To you, Doc?
Yes. And you know what? For those of you that know my story, you know it. For those of you that are tuning in right now that don't know much about it, I'm gonna tell you the story, which will help lead up to answering Andrea's question.
Yes.
Everybody knows that, I'm a guy that knows what it's like to climb that mountain of ambition and success, get to the top, enjoy the view for a while, only to lose everything that I ever worked for in a blink of an eye. You see, I had built a thriving physical therapy. You know what? My lips don't work until afternoon. So it's 11 a.m. I was lucky enough to build a thriving physical therapy private practice that specialized in injury assessment, treatment, and rehabilitation. And I'll never forget this. It was sometime in May 2016. My staff and I were on the second floor of my studio loft. We were celebrating, clanging those champagne glasses because we had reached a monumental goal. And you know what? We were on cloud nine. We were living the dream. It was amazing. And then 168 hours from that joyous moment in time, I was shockingly diagnosed with cancer. and forced to live in the hospital immediately for treatment, supervision, evaluation. And to add salt to the wound, I lost my ability to walk and became a prisoner of a wheelchair for 1,651 consecutive days. The reason I share this story with you is that there's this word called adversity that no human being will ever be able to escape with their time on this planet. Agreed? What do you think, Andrea?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's our experiences which make us evolve. Go on.
Yes, yes. And it's the ability to turn my adversity and convert it into an advantage. See, I had no idea what I was going to do. I just wanted to make sure I didn't die.
Hmm.
My cancer doctor, Dr. K, gave up on me and told me and my family I was terminal. There was nothing he could do for me, and that they were going to put me in the palliative care unit and keep me comfortable and pain free for my remaining days. And when I heard that, I'm not going to lie to you, it was like a sword had swooped and cut me right at the knees, and my life flashed before my eyes. But then I promised myself, if I am going to die, if I'm going to leave this planet, I'm going to chase one more undying goal. And that goal was I wanted to write a blog. A blog. I know you're thinking, why does he want to write a blog? He's going to die. Well, you see, at that moment in time, I had a 6-year-old nephew, a 5 and 3-year-old niece, two brand newborn twins who I love dearly. But I knew that I wasn't going to get a chance to see them grow up. And that broke my heart. So I thought I'd write this blog that would house my thoughts, my ideas, topics of conversation that I know I would have with them. So that way, when I did pass away, I could leave this blog behind for them. So that way I could still be a part of their lives after I'd passed away. But ladies and gentlemen, the joke's on me, because if we fast forward to September 2018, I left Dr. K in the background. I left him and I went to a different hospital, a new set of doctors, and they did everything to keep me alive. And on September 28th, 2018, I was stamped cancer free, and they said, go live your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Woohoo!
And two, that blog that I left specifically for my younger family members has accidentally trickled across the planet and developed a global readership, which was never the plan. And an online community is walking alongside that blog. And the reason why I share this story with you is not to brag, it's to show you how adversity introduced me to a more stronger, more resilient me. How adversity turned my brain on to see what I could still do with my remaining time on this planet. How adversity made sure that I didn't falter and I kept on fighting. Instead of me lying in that hospital bed waiting for the coffin to arrive, adversity lit a fire under my butt to make sure
Ouch.
that I could do the best I could to fulfill the best I can with my remaining days. But the joke's on me. I get to stay, and here I am. And I refuse to let that trial and tribulation be in vain. So I will forever share my story with anyone who's willing to hear my story of challenge, vulnerability, and an eventual victory. And why do I do that? Because I honestly believe that maybe my story could resonate with somebody out there and make them believe that, hey, if this guy from Canada could beat and crush adversity, although it's not going to be easy, if he could do it, maybe I could too. And if I can do that, then I have fulfilled my mission on this planet. Because, like I said, I refuse to let that trial and tribulation be in vain. And the secret to my success is I refused to die. So many times the world has tried to usher me off this planet, but I refuse to die. Andrea, you understand what I'm talking about. Andrea, the Global Voice Mason, and I, we are graduates from the University of Adversity. You know, she is someone that had a rough 2016, just like I did. And I'll pass the mic over to her, and she'll give you a little glimpse of what she too had to overcome to where she is today.
Well, well, well. Thank you, Dr. Nelson. I appreciate it, and I believe at one point, somewhere in time, I heard this: gems, precious gems. cannot be polished without friction, nor humans with trials and tribulations. Does that sound familiar?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm so glad that you are still alive and kicking, looking so amazingly handsome in that amazing suit, shining brightly, teeth brightly, and amazing hair. I cannot wait. Absolutely. And yes, I am grateful for you to be here. See, life wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. I once heard from, I believe it was Sly Rocky Balboa. He said that you had to go through life. And I will tell you, it's been an amazing journey. Truth be told, if you've watched my videos, the past 2 days, I have been graced, yes, graced with the presence of two individuals who I've never met before, who have shared this and shone this upon me. Life is to be lived and to be experienced and to thrive, not to suffer and struggle and strive. In 2016, as Dr. Nelson Beltijar has climbed that mountain of adversity, as did I. Little backstory. See, I was born during the war torn drug zone era at its prime, during the cartel of Colombia, South America. My parents had to give me up for adoption. They had to make the ultimate sacrifice, for they were unable to care for themselves, let alone me. I came to the promised land at 11 pounds, 11 months. Imagine that. That's a pound per month. Fast forward a life of bullying, abuse of all kinds, sexual, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, let alone 3 times almost at the end of my life being taken from me. First, barely making it to America. Second, in a fight, almost not making it, falling on concrete during my elementary years. And then the third was the third straw that broke the camel's back. See, I learned many things from my family, and my mother was my inspiration. My father was my hero, but my mother was my inspiration. And she fell ill in 2007. And then she had to move on. I gave everything to her. I've devoted my life, the scars, the fears, the tears, and the cheers. But adversity stepped in, and there were different cards for her. But she played out that hand. And so I suppressed my emotions because, that's what society tells us, what the external influences tell us. Don't feel, don't heal, just keep going. Well, as a workaholic and as what people would say, a coconut type triple A personality, Taurus, let alone Latina, and grew up in strong, masculine Italian cousins, I wasn't allowed to feel. But who would have thought in 2016, 9 years later after my mother's passing, life said, "You're not going to take care of you? We are." I fell ill and I ended up in the hospital, excuse me, for over a week in the ICU unit, hooked up to machines, barely able to breathe, barely able to walk or use all four of my limbs. And I remember the phone call midweek. I had a family at home. I had a mission to achieve. And pardon me, the late, great Bob Proctor. I remember him from The Secret. If you haven't, check it out. But spoiler alert, there was a medical excerpt which I applied. And the treatment team said, "Andrea, if you are unable to walk, consume food, and breathe on your own will, your term is until further notice." See, I was diagnosed with stage 5 myasthenia gravis, the breakdown the shutdown of the immune system. Excuse me. I had a laundry list of autoimmune conditions before, and I made a declaration at that moment that I was no longer going to live this life. I was going to take the pen in my own hand and start writing my story. And the next morning, the treatment team came in. I draped my feet over the hospital bed, jumped down to my petite stature. Hush, doctor. And I walked to the nurse's station and back, and was deemed a clean bill of health until this very second, sitting here before you. Life is crazy. It is hard. It's not easy. But it's what is in your mind that matters most, and what the matter is in your mind. Now, our stories may be different, but the underlying thread is we had faith, we had perseverance, and we had passion to pay it forward to service to others. Dr. Nelson Beltijar says he wants to give once his cup is overfloweth. I like to say I pay it forward, no matter what. No one gets left behind nor forgotten. And I truly believe, as Joshua, the king of African Portal, has seen, we are the global voices, the doctor of adversity, the man of the hour in his amazing suit, right there, smiling brightly. And for me, the global voice, sharing our story of resiliency, going from warriors to warriors, and yielding our hearts to share with yours. I thank you for us, for having both of us shine brightly upon your stage. And let us not forget where it all stemmed from the legend, Dr. Les Brown. Back to you, Doc.
Yes, yes, yes. For those of you that are wondering, how did Andrea and I get to become these global voices? You must think that we're constantly jovial, we're people pleasers, we're people lovers, we're always out there in the middle of public. But the truth is, I want to share with you a secret. I'm really a lone wolf. I've been a lone wolf my whole life. I don't know why. I've always chosen to march to the beat of my own drum. And I refuse to think of what other people think of me. Les Brown said it the best. You know, Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And when I heard that, that resonated with me. And like I said, I've always chosen the road less traveled. I would go, take care of business, do my thing, next, move on to the next project, next, move on to the next project, next. Never really smell the roses. I would let the stories of what I had done speak for me. And it's funny because when Andrea and I had crossed paths, we found there were a lot of similarities between the two of us. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Andrea, were you two a lone wolf?
Absolutely. I stayed clear from everyone. I was always behind the scenes, behind the desk, behind the curtain, and sometimes behind in my mind, but it's all good. I, I just, I had to muster up a sense of independence. And what motivated me, and I'd like to ask you, what motivated me was, yes, we live a life and we make our own decisions on our own, but we don't do it alone. And I truly, truly, truly feel that we must remind the leaders all over the world, no matter what role, whether you're a parent, an uncle, working after 7 on a Thursday, or you're working or hosting a radio show, or I don't know, just being a coach, you must remember where you came from. Don't you think?
Absolutely, yes. And for those of you out there that are trying to figure out how you would want to share your message with the world, I urge you, you do have a story that people need to hear. Because, regardless of what I say, regardless of what Andrea says, we're not you. We don't have the authenticity of your story, the
Mhm.
inspiringness of your story, if inspiringness is a word. See, I'm not perfect, you know, because the truth is, you have something to give. I
Yes.
don't care if people have knocked you down, told you weren't good enough. Who do you think you are? Come on, that'll never work. I'm telling you right now, to the person on the other side of this camera, you are enough. You are enough. You have the skills within you. And if you don't know how to get there, find someone that's crossed that bridge before you and bug them, and maybe they'll help you get there. But Andrea, like I said, I've been a lone wolf my whole life. So have you. Somehow we cross paths. And
Mhm.
before we hang up on this call, I would love to share the world how you and I actually cross paths.
Go ahead. I am ready and
Well,
waiting.
okay, well, because see, life is a whole bunch of thin threads. People don't realize this, but I live in Canada, and
I
I,
don't.
I don't know where she lives because she won't tell me where she lives. We don't live in the same country, but
Mm.
it was through the Power Voice Academy that was the common denominator between the two of us. And sadly to say, on December 16th, 2020, my father passed away. Mr. Gregorio Beltijar
Mm.
passed away. And he was a man who always reminded me to never put off what you can do today for an unguaranteed tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to repeat that. Grab a pen and write this down, my friends. Never put off what you can do today for an unguaranteed tomorrow. And then when the year 2021 rolled around, I thought I'd do something different. Like I said, I have this blog called thepositivedrip.com. I'm the primary contributor, but I decided I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to invite people to become a guest blogger on my blog. And I had this idea to create a woman and leadership success series. So, of course, I bravely decided to reach out to Andrea Mason, and she was gracious enough to say yes. And we had this Zoom call set. It was like January the 17th that we
No,
were going to get.
January 16th.
It was January the 16th that we had this Zoom call set up. And since we're both close to each other in the same time zone, we set it up for 7:30, which is close to
6:30. 6:30.
6:30. So we set up this Zoom call on January the 16th, and it was at 7:30. It doesn't matter.
6:30.
It was in January. It was 2021. And like I said, I invited her to be a guest blogger. And we all know that she has 600 videos up
Yes.
on her Andrea Mason's accountability YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So I asked her if she could submit one of her videos so I could put it.
Actually, it was a discussion. But go ahead. You're doing great.
Who's telling the story? Me or you?
Go ahead.
Okay, anyways, obviously, oh wow, I wanted to tell you this story and I thought I had it right, but I'm gonna have to go back.
Don't stress yourself. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But the one thing that really, really touched my heart was when I was speaking to her, I didn't realize she wasn't born in America. She had told me that she was born in a warm, toned country of Chile at the
No.
height of its carpet sales in
No.
that country.
No, no,
And
no,
it
no.
was
No, 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 no. You're getting it all wrong. I was born in a war torn drug zone era during its prime during the cartel. But go ahead. Keep on going.
wow, ladies and gentlemen. Normally I dot my I's, cross my T's, and you always see me as perfect as I can, but this is truly embarrassing. And bottom line is, we did get together. We did have the
Yes.
Zoom call, and we
The
got to
rest
know
is
one
history.
another. We
Yes.
got to know one another. And then as time went on, we realized that we were both, I don't want to say we were both products of adversity.
Yes. Hmm. We were
and we
two birds of a feather. Yes,
and then
that
we
flock
realized
together.
that flock together, and then we and then we realized, you know what? Maybe, just maybe the world has conspired while giggling
Mm.
to make our paths cross right now in this moment in time. So Andre and I are foolish enough to believe in the impossible. So
Mhm.
we said, okay, well, maybe that's true.
Yes.
So Andrea is fantastic individually. I like to think I'm okay by myself too. But somehow we merged and created this idea called thinking into reality.
Yes.
And that's where we are today. You know, she's Bruno Mars. I'm Anderson Pack. We're the Silk Sonic of motivational speaking, you could say. Well, that's what I like to say. But
Absolutely.
we are thinking into reality, and that is something we would like to share with you. That is those of you that are watching, because I want you all to remember this. Everything in this world is born twice. Twice. Once in the mind and once in the world. I'll say it again. Everything in this world is born twice. Once in the mind and once in the world. And then we had this idea of creating thinking into reality in our mind.
Mhm.
And then we decided to take steps forward. And you'll notice we do have a YouTube channel called Thinking into Reality. We do
Yes.
have a spontaneous show that's filled with entertaining, fantastic information that'll give you a giggle, maybe a tearjerker every now and then. But we sharing information out there to uplift and esteem you, to make you feel worthy of success, and to make you realize that, you know what, you are enough. And if we could do it, so could you. I'm nothing special. I mean, she is. You know, I'm just a guy with good hair who's wearing Crocs right now, which you wouldn't realize. And we just
You
wanted to uplift and esteem you out there, to make you believe that things are possible and entertain you at the same time. And that's how we are, and that's how we got to where we are today. Andre, anything you want to add to how we got to where we are today, or how we met, or how things have unfolded?
absolutely. I just want to say you're adorable. Yes. So what happened is he's the brain, as you can see, the doctor behind the madness. And I'm just have fun. I love to dance. I have fun. And what came to my mind as you were speaking, doctor, was that, when we go through life, we just have these false limiting beliefs, the pressures of life, the manipulation, the challenges, and the way we handle pressure is what believe the between the lines is what you've been saying is perseverance with passion, full force. Because if somebody's going to challenge you and pressure you to do something or don't do something, ladies and gentlemen, that is when you must persevere. Because 9 times out of 10, I've had failures upon failures upon failures in my life. But what did I do? I fell forward. And when I connected with this handsome gent, Dr. Nelson Beltijar, I was going to be transparent. I was intimidated. Here we go, prim and proper person, very intellectual, very experienced, very seasoned. What can I bring to the table? And then I got to know him. He's just as loving and cuddly and knowledgeable and sweet, and he'd bleed for anyone. That was what it's to be, that I dubbed him the son of a warrior. I saw the skill set, the passion, and the belief in others that has been instilled by his father, the footprints upon his heart, the confidence and courageousness behind his demeanor, but most importantly, the impressions, the insightfulness, and the inspiration upon his mind that he has for others. And I'm grateful to connect. I tried to poke fun at him every night to kind of loosen him up, as you can see, prim and proper. And you could check on our videos. I got him to blush a little bit, to kind of sweat, and to squishy his way around, but it's all good. That's what you need. You need balance. You need compliments. You need that person of that polar opposite to bring you up when you are down and vice versa. And that is the connection. That is the communication. That is the mission that allowed us and pressured us, if you will. You know, diamonds aren't made unless with pressure. And that's what we've emulated. And that's what we want to give to you. We have been through some things, we have gone some places, done some things, but all of those experiences allowed us to evolutionize to where we are today, having spoken on every single continent, to join forces on TV and radio and internationally, globally, as you see before us on the African Portal, an amazing platform where like-minded individuals aspire, and have the desire to make this world a better place. And with that, I truly believe that our mission and our message, what I've learned from Dr. Nelson Beltijar, is the amazing word in the English language is impossible. Why? Because I'm possible. It's one thing to have an inner circle. It's another thing to have a support system and loving family. But truth be told, only you can create your destiny. Only you can create your own world. But when you remember where you came from, when you learn the lessons from your losses and legacies, legends, that's when you build a legacy with love and become successful. And going with that, I'd like to turn the mic over to you, Doctor, and ask you, through your story, through your experiences, I'd love for you to share, as vulnerable and transparent as we have always been as individuals of integrity. How did you handle disappointment in your life? And what would you have to say to our audience?
That's easy. I'm telling you.
Of course.
When you are trying to strive for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and you're not satisfied with what happened before, you can't help but feel disappointment every now and then. Mm-hmm. Because if you fall short, there's nothing wrong with falling short. It means you're working towards something. You know, there's this, I think Anthony Robbins had said this: when you succeed, you party. But when you fail, you ponder. And it's in these disappointing, pondering moments where you force yourselves to look inward, introspectively, and say, okay, that didn't work. No problem. What can I do to make it work? Which reminds me of a story of, if at first, you don't succeed, try again. Mm-hmm. Right? A lot of people know that line. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy who created the light bulb, I think it was Alexander Graham Bell, or maybe I'm wrong, but there was someone that did create the light bulb.
Bell. But, Edison.
That's right. Edison. See, you don't got to be perfect to do what we do, but it's Edison.
That's why I'm here.
Yes, that's why she's here. Edison failed 1,000 times in trying to create the light bulb.
What?
But what Edison said to himself was, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work.
Well, that was 1,000 watts.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, could you imagine if he had quit? More importantly, could you imagine if the inventor and creator of Preparation H threw his hands up at Formula G and say, I quit? I'm not doing anything anymore. Could you imagine if he quit at Formula G? That would be one global pain in the hoo-hoo. You know what I mean? The bottom line is we all suffer disappointment, but it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. It's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. Andrea, I want to share a story with you. I want to bring you and take you back in time with me to when I was a lot younger and we were playing football. I was on a football team and we were playing a legendary team, which I don't want to say the name, but this team was legendary. For 5 years, nobody scored a touchdown on them, and they destroyed every team that was in their schedule and path. So our team had to face them, and we all knew that we were going to fight, do what we can to win. But by halftime, the game by halftime, it was so tense. I have to cough right now. At halftime, we were so close to this team. The score was 56-0 for them. Yes, close. And then at halftime, I looked at my friends, took my helmet off, and I said, you know what, everybody? We have them exactly where we want them. And my teammates and my coaches looked at me and said, you have a concussion. What's the matter with you? We are down 56-0. And I said, listen to me. Nobody has scored a touchdown on them in 5 years. Nobody. They're legends. We have one more half of football to be the only team to ever score a touchdown. Let that be our mission. Let that be our Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden, everybody started to fire up. The coaches started to fire up. We came out onto the field. We ran onto the field. And then all of a sudden, we started sharing the plan to the parents in the stands. And then you could start to feel this buzz. By the end of the game, the final score was 76 for them and 6 for us. We missed a field goal, but it's okay. We scored a touchdown on them. We scored a touchdown, and the crowd and stadium and team went crazy. The other team was looking at us like, what is wrong with you people? We just crushed you 76-6. But secretly, they didn't know that our Super Bowl quest was to be the only team to score a touchdown on them. And I can say right now, 25 years later, we're still the only team that ever did score a touchdown on them. And I'm proud of that. Remember, it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. We were down 56-0, but in my mind, we had them exactly where we wanted, and the rest is history. So, my friends, disappointment is around the corner whenever you're chasing something, but remember, it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. Andrea, I have a question for you, my dear.
Okie dokie, go ahead.
Can you share with the public something they would never expect from you? Because you are the perfect global voice. You tell your stories, they're heart-wrenching. You take people through a journey. You're a beacon of light.
Thank you.
But there's got to be something that we could share, that you could share with the people watching, to make yourself a little bit more human. Because we know, and I know that we are the furthest thing from perfect, and perfection isn't the agenda. Progression is. But is there anything that you could share with the public that they wouldn't expect?
That's a great question. I believe what I would share with by the way, amazing story. And yes, that's what I'm talking about, leaving a legacy as opposed to loss. Congratulations to your football team. I would say the thing that I would like to share with people that they may not be mindful of, aware of, if they follow me, when they follow me, or even get to know me, is that probably for a majority of my life. You had mentioned this earlier of being a people pleaser. And you also tapped on the topic of disappointment. And throughout my life, I was always instilled from my parents, Andrea, no matter what, do your best, do what you love, and do it right. And that has really carved this and etched in my mind, if you will, being a woman of integrity. Being a woman of integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. And although I struggled through life from bullying, from abuse, from neglect, from doubt, my biggest disappointment was of myself of not feeling worthy enough, not feeling abundant enough, not feeling that anything I would do would have impact or influence. And when you look through the eyes of someone who has been abandoned, someone who doesn't know where they came from, just how they were raised, I'm reminded by the quote, paraphrased, of course, from Steve Jobs. Once you connect the dots and look backwards, then you understand why you had to go through with what you've gone through. And something that people may not know about me or be aware or kind of really understood is that when I was walking into this journey and this industry of motivational speaking, I had disclosed and shared with Dr. Brown on a call of being an adoptee. And I wanted to be more. I wanted to do more. And we got into a good conversation. And I said to him, you know, I don't know if I'm able to do this because my mother is not here. What is my mission anymore? Everything I've ever put into my life, work, was in her. And he said, she's smiling. And you've been blessed, as I have, to have two mothers, one who gave you life and one who taught you how to love. And when I understood that from a humble man of an elite stature, at the top of his game in something I wanted to do, I said, you know what, Mr. Brown, at the time, I'm not feared of failure. I'm fearful of success. Now, some people may smile and shrug. Well, that's kind of conceited. That's kind of powerful. But ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Nelson Beltijar and Joshua, I failed every time in my life. How am I able to understand, recognize, and be able to handle success? And as of October 2020, I've met amazing individuals, all corners of the world, on the other side of the screen, that allowed me to believe, to have faith, and to continue leading a legacy of love, that of my mother, my other mother, and for my family. So when you think that it's difficult, someone once told me, you may be here, and you may be here, fear may be here, but on the other side of fear is success just waiting for you. And that nugget of knowledge is by this man right here, Dr. Nelson Beltijar. I'm grateful for him. I'm grateful for Joshua. I'm grateful for Dr. Brown and everyone that has been in my past, that is in my present, and that I'm ready to welcome and walk beside in my future. Back to you, Doc.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen out there on the other side of the camera, you know, Andre and I are trying to peel back the layers a little bit so you can have a little bit of insight as to what makes us tick, who we are. Because then maybe when you do see us up on camera, you have a better understanding of us and really, really understand why we do what we do. You know, there are 4 words that I hang on to, that I stand on, that I like to think represent me. Actually, there are 7 words.
He's all about numbers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am all about numbers. I love numbers. 7 words that I stand on: faith in God, integrity, empathy, resilience, and play. Integrity, doing the right thing, especially when nobody's watching. Empathy, having the ability to interpret the world through another person's eyes. So hopefully you can understand how they feel and understand what they're seeing and understanding why they're doing what they're doing. Resilience, the ability to bend but not break, or the ability to stand back up 7 times after falling down 6. And play, which is a word that Andrea Mason can share with you later. Play, to enjoy the minutes of the day. Because, you know, when it's all said and done, we are just carrying memories. And I don't remember who said this, but Andrea probably might. People don't care how much you know until they realize how much you care first.
Maya
And
Angelou.
yes. And here's another quote which I can't remember, but she might know. People will always remember how you made them feel. And if Andrea and I can make you feel a little bit better after sharing a few minutes with us, on to that next stop of your day, then we've done our job. If we can help you feel empowered, a little bit more loving of yourself, a little bit more belief in yourself, or there's a little bit of a little skip in your step, or a hip swivel in the middle of your Macarena, then we did our job. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say to you that we want to instill in your brain that things are possible. You know, there's this thing called protecting your attitude, and it's something that I had done throughout my whole life. I had to protect my attitude, and you know, and I know this. There are people out there that are going to say no, don't, won't. Who do you think you are? You can't do that. Come on, who do you think you are? We have coworkers, we have friends, we have family members, we have teammates, we have family members, we have more coworkers than we have family members. You know what I'm saying? That'll slam you and tell you that no, you can't. But I'm telling you right now, get as far away from them as possible and surround yourself with people at your ambition level or above, because misery loves company. And you want to get as far away from that as possible. And how I protected my attitude was I did this. I limited what came into my brain. As silly as this might sound, I don't have cable. I don't really watch TV. I don't read the newspaper. I don't. Yeah. And people say, Nels, you live under a rock. But I say, you know what? Maybe I do. But if there's anything truly important, I'm sure you'll tell me about it because I know you guys are plugged in. And what I would do is I would read from a positive mental attitude book. Read. Why? So I could read stories of people that overcame adversity. So if they could do it, I believed I could because I could see myself in their story. And for those of you that don't like to read, maybe you want to listen to your information or watch your information in, then plug into an audio book or a video or a DVD. Whoops. Rewind. I just aged myself. Run into an audio book or a video or an audio and listen your information in. Erase stinking thinking from your brain. Invest in your brain. Clean out the garbage. Believe that you can. And three, like I said, surround yourself with people that truly want to see you win and that will help you win even when it's uncomfortable for them, because those are gems. And I'm going to say this to you right now. This is the hardest thing I had to deal with when it came to protecting my attitude. You know, looking in the rearview mirror, stuff happens. You're reminded of what has happened as you look in the rearview mirror. And you should be brave enough and bold enough to accept what had happened to you. But then be willing to take on the responsibility of writing the remaining days of your story, of your life, and not stay stuck there. Because we we all have our trials and tribulations, but the truth is we are all we are all secretly evaluated based on the life tests that we go through and overcome. And the more obstacles and more hurdles that we find a way to jump over, go around, go underneath, or get through, people are secretly watching us. People are secretly watching you. People are looking at what you're not saying. People are looking at how you're walking, the words you're using. And I want you to realize that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. But whatever happened to you has happened to you. We can't change that. But what we can do is take on the responsibility of writing the remaining pages of our lives to the best of our ability. And that was the hardest thing for me to do, because whether you guys want to believe this or not, I'd always look in that rearview mirror, maybe have a little bit of anger of unfinished business that I need to go back and take care of this. But really, if I did, I would just still be stuck in that place. So I had to be brave enough to rip down the rearview mirror and keep going. So these are the things I did to protect my attitude, because bottom line is, when you want to think things into reality, you have to be careful of what goes in your brain. Andrea, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the power of an attitude, the power of a positive attitude affecting your shape of thinking when it comes to making things into reality?
As you wear those shades and let the wind go through your hair as you're driving, I totally understand. You don't need that rearview mirror because that's where you've been. That's where you've left your mark, and you must move forward. And in doing so, he talks about plugging in. And plugging in is being mindful and having the control in your hand, not the blame game, not the shame game, but taking control for your actions, your thoughts, and your behaviors. For only then, when in alignment, that is the true definition of personal success and failure. Ownership, accountability, responsibility. Yes, I made a mistake, but where was my mind at that time? Yes, I've prevailed. What was I thinking to get me there? And when we say plug in, thinkingintoreality.ca is our site. On YouTube, you can find us Thinking Into Reality. There, you can find some blooper reels, some fun, some edutainment, and knowledge from not only doctor, but from myself. Yes, I can bring knowledge. I bring street knowledge, experience. He brings intellectual wisdom, legendary nuggets. So check us out. But remember, and I saw this the other day. Remember when you say yes to others, that you're not saying no to you first. For then you may push your, as Eric Thomas said, have pushed your dreams back a day, a week, a year, or a decade for for enabling others, rather empowering yourself to be a service to others. It's not about us. It's about you. And Jim Carrey says the impact you have on others is your greatest currency. Dr. Nelson Beltijar has said this before, as well as so many people in our lineage in this industry. it is important that you remember where you've been. It's important that you know where you're going. But the greatest gift you can give to others is the presence of yourself. Be present, be personable, be passionate. Imagine what a world can be like if we were allowed to take your areas of improvement and match it up with someone of that skill set, and then take your skills and give it to another. There's no need for lone wolf syndrome. Now it's to rise and unite, join forces and make this world a better place. For there's, and I've seen it. We both have been virtually on all corners of this earth. There's more of us than of them. And love, success, and happiness will always win. And on that note, I'd like to spotlight our host. Joshua is birthday, and if and when you make that contribution and gifts and support for his amazing work, I'd like to introduce and welcome Joshua to the stage to let our audience know where you can reach him. But before I do, Dr. Nelson Beltijar and he's going to tell you where to find us. I'm going to close it out, and we're both going to welcome Joshua for a birthday celebration to share where you may grace him with your gifts. Doctor, where can they find us?
Before I tell the world this, I need to share a story of thinking into reality. A perfect example of thinking something into reality. Ladies and gentlemen, remember I told you I was battling cancer? Remember I told you I had lost my ability to walk and I was stuck in a wheelchair for about 3.5 years? Yes, for the year 2018, for the whole 365 days, me, the physical therapist, was now a patient, and I had to learn how to walk again. Walk. It wasn't easy. There was a whole lot of falling down, a whole bunch of getting up. But it was my goal to graduate from that wheelchair into a walker, into 2 canes, and eventually 1 cane, with the aim of triumphantly walking alongside my friends and family once again. That was the goal after I was cancer-free. Was it easy? Absolutely not. But you want to know something? Andrea won't tell you this, but here's something I'm going to share with the world, which was a conversation that her and I had. She asked me, what do I want to do next? I said, I want to be able to run by December 31st, 2021.
Yes.
Yes, 2021. Because let me backtrack. On January 3rd of 2021, I had gotten rid of the wheelchair. I had gotten rid of the walker. I got rid of 2 canes. I was on 1 cane. And on January 3rd, I put my cane in the closet forever because I was now walking on my own. Yes. Yes. Woohoo! Yes. Major victory. Major victory. And I was sharing that with her. And as an accountability coach, it's in her DNA. You know, she let me celebrate for maybe a good 30 seconds and said, well, what do you want to do next? I just learned to walk again. I said, I want to run. I want to run by December 31st before New Year's, because New Year's, I just love to run on New Year's. So what ended up happening was she said, that's a great goal. But how about you accomplish running by June 1st? I said, June 1st of this year? She says, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she hung up, click. Mm-hmm. So I was sitting there amongst my thoughts. And she dropped the idea of June 1st, 6 months ahead of schedule. So I secretly trained to run. And she made me think that it was possible. Yeah, Andrea Mason, made me think that it was possible. And she gave me that thought. And then on June the 1st, there's a video up on my YouTube channel, which is on the Positive Drip YouTube channel, that says thank you to everyone. If you watch that video, you will see, spoiler alert, on June the 1st, 2021, you will see me running, sprinting down the street 6 months ahead of schedule. And it's because of that woman over there, Andrea Mason. She helped me think that into reality. And because of these moments that we shared with one another, we thought of, you know what? Why don't we do something together? Because we're living proof that our thoughts have come into reality. And more importantly, we still have thoughts, which we plan on making a reality. So stay tuned because we have stuff coming down the pipe, and for those of you that want to know where to find us, I suggest you visit us at thinkingintoreality.ca or our YouTube channel, Thinking into Reality. That's right. But before I say bye, I invite you to come to our YouTube channel and our website, thinkingintoreality.ca. There's a gift waiting for you there, a complimentary gift, which we want all of you who are watching today, we want
And
you to
on
have it.
playback.
And on playback, we want you to have it. So, Andrea, close this out because you know what? You close it out way better than I do. And then let's bring on Joshua because he is the man that allowed us to finally enter the world as not Andrea Mason and Nelson Beltijar. He's the first one to have us appear as Thinking into Reality. Thank you, Joshua. Andrea, close us out, sister. Let's put this episode to bed. And yeah.
Absolutely, my adorable sidekick. I appreciate it. You look great in the suit. I love it. Yes. So, any further ado, we were taught it's important to remember always, 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 as our mentor, Dr. Les Brown, said, dream big. As Dr. Nelson Beltijar says, believe it's possible. And Dr. Nelson Beltijar and myself, Andrea Mason, the Global Voice, we are here to remind you of the DAS principle. What is the DAS principle, you ask? Dream right, apply right, succeed right, because that's right, and we will see you when we see you. Joshua, welcome to the stage. We want to graciously wish you a happy birthday and celebration, and for you to spotlight our audience where they can contribute, support the amazing African portal that both Dr. Nelson Beltijar and I have been spotlighted on. Thank you again for having us both, our first debut and premiere, Thinking into Reality. To you, Joshua. We're waiting.
Well, we might be experiencing technical difficulties,
Yes.
but I'm sure Joshua is thrilled to be a part of this reunion.
Yes.
And the truth is, Joshua, we couldn't have done this without you. This
Absolutely.
idea of us appearing on your show together first was another thought that we had. And by you saying yes, we had another thought come into reality. So if you're not coming on, Joshua, I want to tell the world, visit him at the African Portal Radio TV podcast.
Yes.
You won't be disappointed. If you don't want to watch us, there's a whole bunch of other amazing talent that's on there.
Yes.
My gosh, don't be a stranger. But like I said, don't forget to come visit us at thinkingintoreality.ca. Andrea, close us out. I'm done. Thank you for your time. Close us out, sister.
Yes, I'm actually on your right, but it's okay. Joshua, yes, do me a favor. Would you come to the stage? I'd love to wish you a happy birthday as we can collectively and to support the African Portal International Radio, where we can be seen all over the world. He can share his wisdom, his speakers, his knowledge. I would love for you to check out the information and the links provided. He's an amazing spotlight to have him and his team have been excellent and amazing and have brought many, many, many voices to the forefront. Joshua, please come to the stage. I'm going to do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Joshua, please shine and come on through. And here you go, sir. Come on, and let's everyone see your face, the man behind the curtain. Let's see you.
Is this camera working?
We're waiting for him. Yes. One moment.
I'm so blind. I'm going to put my glasses on. And my tie's crooked. Of course.
All right. Well, now, Dr. Nelson, let's sing him happy birthday. Are you ready?
Let me take my glasses off for this.
Because you need your glasses off to sing. I get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have to deal with every day. Okay, ready? On the count of 1.
Sing it in tune or out of tune?
That's it. What?
All right.
Do it your way. I'll do it my way.
Okay, let's go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Joshua.
Happy birthday to you.
Joshua.
Happy birthday, dear.
Joshua.
Happy birthday to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give him a last and final before we go because I know time is precious and time is money. Joshua, show your face and wish us, share your face so we can wish you a happy birthday and thank you, please.
Wow, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
All right.
Anyways, happy birthday, Joshua. There's the poster again.
Yes.
There's that poster. Andrea, I'll see you when I see you. I'll catch you in the studio.
Yes.
Everybody, don't forget, you are amazing. Till next time.
Check out the link below for all information and tune in and learn how to support Joshua and the African Portal on their spotlight. Check out the information below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you when we see you. Be well.
We out.